Welcome to Community Conversations. I'm Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner, and I'm excited today to have Lynn Davis, who's the director of the Child Advocacy Center. Welcome, Lynn.
Thank you.
Well, let's start off by telling our viewers a little bit about the Child Advocacy Center. You know, what it is, what it does for the community.
Okay, the Child Advocacy Center was formed to facilitate a coordinated response to child maltreatment in Frederick County. To really address the issue, we need all the partners involved working together. So we work with law enforcement agencies, we work with Child Protective Services, with the state's attorney's office, with medical professionals and counselors, all designed to investigate concerns about maltreatment, to assist with prosecution when needed, and especially to promote healing when children have been abused.
Okay, so you try to address the whole family.
Yes, yes, we work with the child and non-offending caregivers as well as siblings in the family, because it's really a family issue, and the family itself needs to be healed.
Can you give us some idea of the statistics, how many children or families you might see in a year's time?
In past years, it was pretty stable at about 180 children. In 2014, it bumped up to 234 children.
Wow, that's unfortunate. I know that you provide a lot of support for the child so that the whole interview process and the interaction with the police and others is easy. And I think that really helps to make this a better experience for the child and for everybody that cares about that child.
We certainly hope so. We really want to avoid a child having to tell his or her story multiple times. That's re-traumatizing. So a child will come to our center, which is child and family friendly, and they will be interviewed by a social worker and observed by law enforcement and attorneys so that they can tell their story once, and the people who need to hear the details can without it being intimidating.
Now, the Child Advocacy Center is supported by a very strong group of ladies called the Friends of the Child Advocacy Center, or the CAC as we call it in government. Tell us a little bit about them and all the support they provide.
The Friends are wonderful. They're extremely dedicated. They formed as a nonprofit agency in 2006 so that they could help provide volunteer and material support to the Child Advocacy Center that funds, government and grant funds, just simply couldn't cover. Some of the things they've done, for instance, when a family comes to the CAC and they may be struggling financially, just getting the gas money to come can be an issue. Staying long hours can be difficult. So the Friends provide gift cards that when a family's in need, we can help them with gas cards or emergency supplies. When a relative has taken emergency kinship care, they may not have clothes and school supplies for that child, and so the Friends have made it possible for us to give them gift certificates to go take care of that. They've provided equipment for us. They provide community outreach and education. They've given funds for some of the really important therapeutic needs we have, like trauma-informed yoga, therapeutic horseback riding. It's amazing. Tutoring for kids, because you know when trauma occurs, it's really hard to concentrate in school. And so this tutoring has just been vital for their forward progress.
Well, we know children who experience maltreatment often are traumatized, and it can really impact them throughout the rest of their life. So that kind of treatment support that they get is very meaningful to make sure that they can become productive, stable adults, really.
That's right.
So I know there's a special event coming up soon, which is the Healing Garden. You want to talk a little bit about what the Healing Garden is, where it is, and the event that's coming up?
Sure, and maybe why it is. When I first became director of the Child Advocacy Center, I was in no more than a couple weeks when a detective approached me and said, "Do you want to see a picture?" Which is a detective's way of saying there's something really painful and I need to share it. And he showed me a picture of Robert Watkins, a little boy who was killed by abuse. And our team, all the partners and the people at the CAC treat these incidences as children, not cases. It's every mother's son, every father's daughter, and they work that way, and it hurts that way. So with Robert's death, we began to talk about the need for healing for the partners who work with children, as well as the community, because these children belong to Frederick County.
Right.
And so we approached the Friends of the CAC and asked for help with that. And over the past year and a half, they've worked with the city of Frederick, and the city has designated Bonita Moss Park as a place for a healing garden. The Friends did fundraising, and they've worked with an artist who has designed a unique whispering bench that will be installed April 29th for a dedication ceremony on April 30th. It's 10:30 to 11:30. Interested citizens are welcome to come and bless this event with their presence and their caring, so that the Healing Garden is a place to remember the children we've lost and to rededicate ourselves to protecting children in our community.
I do think it's important to acknowledge that everybody who interacts with these children, whether they're in law enforcement, fire and rescue, social services, wherever they are, in your office, they really do carry that experience with them, and forever. And they'll always remember these children. And of course, we're very appreciative to the fact that we have so many caring, government employees who make sure that we take care of our community's children, because we're their last line of defense. And we're very dedicated to making sure that we protect our children from people who may be harming them, which are often their caregivers, the people they should be trusting. So this Healing Guard would be a place for families to go, for the responders to go, for the staff to go.
Yes.
What is the address of this park?
7 West 2nd Street in Frederick City.
Okay. It's a little pocket park.
It's beautiful.
And so a lot of people don't know where it is. So you have to walk past, and then you can see it's a very pleasant place to go. And so it will be a nice event. So I hope people will either come to the event or stop and visit. And it's a great idea.
Thank you.
So can you tell me a little bit about yourself and how you found yourself in this role?
I have worked in human services for 20 years. I started out in child abuse prevention, and as my children got older, I went into youth violence prevention and education, and finally into adult mental health. And it was there that I realized every person I worked with had a background of trauma, every single one. And it's important to me, that's an important role to help adults, but it's like standing at the bottom of a waterfall after people have gone over. I wanted to be at a place where we could hopefully pull children at risk out of the river before they go over the waterfall, give them the treatment that they need, protect them from abuse, stop it from occurring, and hopefully help them grow into adults who feel whole and able to participate fully in their communities.
Now, if people suspect that a child is being mistreated, obviously they can call Child Protective Services, but they can also call the Child Advocacy Center. We will put the number up for our viewers. And you can give them some information to help them if they suspect something is happening.
That's right. Often it's a close family member or a neighbor, and they're concerned about, well, if I make a report and I'm wrong, what will happen? So we encourage people to talk to us, to talk about the issues. We can help them see what they need to do, whether it's resources or making a report, because often we don't hear about children in need first. It's their family and friends and neighbors and teachers who do.
And other caregivers, yeah. So I think I always tell people, follow your gut. If you're concerned that there's something that's just not right, let somebody investigate it. I've had people say, well, I'm concerned I'll make the situation worse. And that's really not the way it works. If things are bad, they're going to stay bad. So stepping in sooner is always better.
We can't expect children to protect themselves. There are many reasons why they don't tell, and it's up to adults to, if you see something, say something. We have to step up. It's not a child's job to protect, it's our job.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about how people can get involved with the Friends of the CAC should they want to support everything that you're doing?
It's a wonderful and much appreciated way to contribute to children. They can go on the Friends of the CAC's website and contact them. There are many ways to be involved, from community education to helping provide gifts for children at holiday times, and just supporting our efforts as we go along.
So, well, I want to thank you for all you do, for your compassion for our community's children. It is very meaningful work, and I remember when we didn't have a child advocacy center, and when people came to the county commissioners and said, you know, we need to do this, we need to protect our young children, because many of these children are very small and really don't even maybe go to school yet.
That's right.
And so they really need the community to step forward together and make sure that all of our children are safe and that they can all grow up to be productive citizens.
Absolutely.
So we thank you for all you do. I thank you for joining us today. And I encourage our viewers to get involved if you suspect that a child you know is being mistreated in any way. Feel free to call the Child Advocacy Center or call Child Protective Services. It is up to the adults to protect the children in our community. So thank you for joining us today, and I hope you learned a little bit about an important agency in our community, the Child Advocacy Center.